Hari Om. In a sequential manner, the Lord is answering the question that was put up by Arjuna. The most relevant question in our life was posed by Arjuna. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhihi kim prabhashyeta kim asita kim vrajet. All the questions have been answered except the last one, Kim Vrajet. And the answer now is coming for this particular part of the question, Kim Vrajet. Vraja, Braja Bhumi. It's a slight version of Vraja. Lord Sri Krishna is from Vraja. Vraja Bhumi is the Bhumi where Lord Sri Krishna was Charanti, was existing, was having his Leelas. In a Lakshanartha, the whole world is his Leela, whole creation. So whole creation is Vrajabhumi. So in this Vrajabhumi, in this creation, we have seen people behaving in different manner. Everybody has his own way of behavior in the world. And they are privy to their actions. They have a prerogative, how they will behave, which of course is conditioned by his prarabdha or the purva karma. But everyone, because of the variation in the purva karmas that they have and the tuning or the coloring of the intellect, their behavior in this world varies. Amongst this myriad or mosaic of variety or kaleidoscopic variations of behaviors, there is that unique one whose behavior happens to be completely different than the common people that are observed. So that Vishesha Purusha, that specified individual, the one who has not identified himself or is no more identifying himself with the world the way we do, which is essentially because his intellect is no more wavering. It is not colored by any kind of aversion or attraction. How does he behave in this world? Kim Vrajet? And as an answer to that, the Lord says that his classical criteria is he is a raga dvesha viyuktaihi vigata yujaha. He is no more concerned or attached or joined or combined with raga and dvesha. इसका भी हो भला उसका भी होला, आखिर दरवेश की सदा क्या है? A Sufi asks, what does a Darvish wants? Darvish is one who is standing at the door of God. What does he need? Nothing. इधर भी वहा हुआ है, उधर भी वहा हुआ है. In his eyes, there is nobody bad in this world. Forget about he feeling bad about anything. There is nothing good in this world because good and bad are mental aberrations. The very presence of good is because of bad and the bad is because of the good. The dvandvas are existing always together. Something beyond this dvandva, dvandvatita, is a state which actually cannot be described because description requires dvandva. Tulana, comparison, is a bedrock of defining anything. I am speaking. If I had to say this statement, there must be a state where I am not speaking. If I say that I must study, that means there is a state when I don't study. If I say I'm unhappy, there must be a state where I'm happy. If I say the world is a hell of a thing, that means there must be a state where the world is a good of a thing. In other words, coloring of the interaction that our organs of perception, indriyas, have with this world, they give us splitting version of the existing thing. A tree is existing and I look at it. When a tree is there and I look at it, ideally tree is there, it is not asking you what kind of tree I am, do you like me or not, do you have aversion for my particular flower? No. So if I'm able to see the tree as the tree, this is a classical example taken by J. Krishnamurti in his Art of Seeing. We don't see, we see it with colored image of our mind. Then we either like the tree or we are exceedingly happy about the tree, saying that what a beautiful tree, meaning thereby there and there itself we say there is no beautiful tree besides it. When such conflicting view about the perception of the objects in the world is overcome by a constant practice, and constant practice is niyantrana. It has become mechanical, yantrika. Yantra, mechanic. It keeps automation. So every time I see something, the organs look at that, interact with that particular object mechanically. It has become a habit. Let's take an example. A beautiful maiden walking on the road. The eyes put the sight on that particular lady, and then what happens? Whatever happens is mechanical. Why? We are used to the same mechanics for a number of births. Samskara leading to vasana, vasana leading to preconceived notions. Tukaram Maharaj says, Khadi lete khave se vate. Why do you like a particular vyanjan in the food this time? I love idlis. Sir, you are not loving the idlis now. You have been loving them for a very long time. Many births. I love pink color. You don't love pink color in one birth. You love it. It is nothing else but arousal of the previous impressions which are embedded in your blood. They're aroused by the interaction with that particular object. Now, every time we move, our life can be sketched as a biography in one single statement. And that statement is continuous arousal of sleeping tendencies or vasanas with every interaction of the object in the world. Do we live any other life than this? No. I like, I don't like. I am happy, I am not happy. It was satisfying, it was not so satisfying. If we are in any state where we have a contradiction possible, that means we are not in the right state. If I say I am happy, it's not a right state. Why? There is a possibility that I may not be happy. The state where such opposing dualities or dichotomies do not exist is Atmasthiti. So for a person who is a Sthita Prajna, whose intellect is no more wooed by this conflicting impression coming from the objects and its interaction with the sense organs, if you ask him, sir, how do you feel? What are you feeling now looking at this beautiful maiden walking on the road? He would keep quiet. Why would he keep quiet? Because he would say that, what do I tell you? I am neither happy nor unhappy. Because I am seeing the maiden as it is, not through the vasanas of the mind that you have, because my vasanas have been eradicated. So Sthita Prajna is one whose vasanas are eradicated. So then when he moves in the world, a father decided to participate in children's game in which his child was playing with some of his friends. So he decided to participate in it. In that, the children said that, Daddy, you are now the one who's going to pay the penalty in the game because you have done this, you have done that. And that the father smiles, says, okay, no problem. Now it's my turn. Whatever I have to do, I will do. Heart of heart, he knows this is a child's game. बजीचाए अतफाल है दुनिया मेरे आगे, होता है शबे रोज तमाशा मेरे आगे. A Sufi says, what a beautiful game, Lord, you have played in front of me. I see that every day happening. And I really enjoy your game because I am a part in your Leela. The one who knows this, when he walks in the busy streets of the market, he enjoys because he is not involved. दुनिया में हूं, दुनिया का तलबगार नहीं हूं, बाजार से गुजरा हूं, खरीदार नहीं हूं. I am here in the market of the world, but not for buying anything. I am here to watch the market. When I am here to watch, then why would I be concerned about what is expensive, what is colorful, what is good, what is bad? Because raga dvesha viyuktaha tu vishayan indriyacharana, present continuous. When the senses are moving to the objects, Atma Vashaihi, Atma Vashaihi, the one who has restrained himself. This restrainment is the master key, because Sanyatendriyaha, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam Sanyatendriyaha, Sanyata Indriya. The one who has control, self-restraint, for him, he is a Vidheyatma. Visheshena dhiyate atmanyah Vidheyatma. Atman here means mind. Balaji Maharaj precisely pointed to that. Atman here means mind. So it is all nothing but mind's game. Manayeva Manusyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayoho. There is nothing in this world for us to bother except our mind. We bother about everything in the world except our mind. जाना काशी है, चल रहे रामेश्वर की तरफ. We are trying to control the world to see that I am peaceful and happy, while the control of the world lies in the mind. Take control of the CPU or the projector, no film will be seen. So the one who does this, and here Atman as a mind by Upalakshanam means all the sense organs, self-control of the sense organs. And self-control means close the eyes, close the ears, close the nose, close the mouth. No. They shall do their functioning. You can't stop a seed from sprouting, and you can't stop eyes from looking. Up to the point of looking, there is no problem. Up to the point of hearing, there is no problem. Up to the point of testing, there is no problem. It is after the interaction Sangasteshu upajayate is the problem. Up to upajayate, there is no problem. सब जाओ गुल कहाँ से आए हैं, अब्र क्या चीज है, हवा क्या चीज है. A Sufi says, how beautiful the Lord has created the world. From where these flowers have come, from where this sky has come, from where these winds are blowing. No harm in thinking on those lines. The moment upajayate comes, the bhog starts. A upabhogi takes the bhog of the bhoga. Bhoga means subject, the object. One of the beautiful treatise written by the all-time great king sage like Janaka, he was Bhartruhari. Bhartruhari wrote Vakyapadiyam, the pioneering work on Spotavada, and he also wrote three Shataka, three books having 100 slokas. Shrungara Shatakam, Vairagya Shatakam. In that Vairagya Shatakam, he has put one shloka which is very apt for this particular mantra, shloka. He says, Bhoga na bhukta, vayameva bhukta. I am not taking the bhoga of the bhoga, the object. The object is taking bhoga of me. We always feel that, look, I enjoyed the fruit. No, the fruit is enjoying you. Because the object shall always be there in the form of offering. The world will always be full of objects. It is the bhokta who suffers. So he feels he is enjoying, he is actually suffering because what he is enjoying, that object doesn't have any problem. So bhogana bhukta vayameva bhuktaha tapo na taptam vayameva taptaha. After doing the tapas, the tapas doesn't have, nothing happens to the tapas. I become tapta. Kalo na yato vayameva yataha. The kal takes me. No. I am taken by the kal. Trushnana jirnaha vayameva jirnaha. My desire doesn't become old. I become old and leave the planet. The desire remains where it is because their presence is part of the world. I wish this world could have been created without the objects. It's been so nice. That's a fantasy. First of all, the creation is not done for you. Creation is not done by you. And creation is definitely not done on the designs that you intend to have. What is your design? I should have my mind working and all others should listen to me. Everything should happen according to my mind. In other words, there should be only one mind in the world, my mind. Everything else should be subservient to me. This is how we behave in this world. मेरी मन की बात नहीं हो रही है. To counter this, Sthita Prajna says, I have nothing to do with this simply because the outer world of objects fails to whip me. Gurudev has so beautifully given that example. The object comes and whips me. It is like I am whipping myself, not the object. Bhogana bhukta vayameva bhuktaha. So Gurudev said, all you tell him is that stop whipping yourself. The problem to do that is, first you should know that you are being whipped by yourself, not by the objects. Our biggest problem is, and how do you, what are the expressions that we see for this particular thing? The expressions that are normally given in our daily talk is, it's so difficult in this world to live. Wife is such a nagging person. Husband is such a stupid person. the महंगाई बढ़ गई है. This corona is really destabilizing the economy. The relationship is becoming, olden days it was so nice, all the sanskaras are gone. All this negative talk is coming simply because we are asking those objects, interactions, experiences, smrutis, vasanas to come back and please whip me. So I am putting my hand inside my heart, taking out all my sanskaras. They are all sanskaras with very penetrating and very, very pointed objects which damage the skin, and I keep scrubbing them on my body and then I bleed. No one is responsible for what I am except me. Whichever position that you are in is because of only and only you, no one else. I was born in poor, otherwise I would, no otherwise, sir, you were born poor because of you. I wish somebody could have told me about Gurudev and Bhagavad Gita when I was very young, sir. It was not in your luck because of you. I wish, my children would have been little better off and my wife would have been little, so that I could have really concentrated on Bhagavad Gita and become a realized soul. No, sir. Whichever place you are, your placement, your surrounding, your paristhiti is because of you and your prarabdha, sculpted by you. Not only because of you, sculpted by you. So what is the solution now? The solution is to resculpt it. The ugly sculpture has to be changed into a beautiful sculpture, and that to do that, you have to change the mind. माला कहे है काठ की, तू क्यों फेरे मोए? One man was doing japa and the mala spoke. The mala said, why are you taking this wooden beads and doing this? Mala kahe hai kaath ki, tu kyun fere moe? Man ka pher do, turat mila du toye. Not this bead, sir. The mala is saying, not this bead. Rotate the bead of the mind, and within no time, you will get what you want. And Gurudev has given clear-cut 2 instructions, unfailing instructions. When a mind is trained in these 2 aspects, when a mind, so nothing else is to be done, work has to be done on mind. So when a mind is trained, sadhana. Sadhana is to be done by what? Mind. Mind is to be trained 2 aspects. First aspect, live in self-control. How do you live in self-control? It is only possible, sir, when you know you are not the mind. What is the meaning of it? Somebody told me that, doctor, you are a rascal of a very high order. Now what happened to me? I felt infuriated. Such an intelligent man, the only one after Einstein, is being called as a rascal. How can he do that? What happened during this reaction? The mind took the control of everything. You are not existing anymore. Now, person who is in charge, there has to be another in charge to control him. But there is no in charge left to control because mind has taken the complete control. How will you have the self-control, sir? That means for every action that is happening in this world through me, first thing I should know is my mind is not me. So let me watch my mind, what it is doing. If at the point of such an interaction, if I say, all right, he is trying to call me rascal, doesn't make any difference to me. And even if I have to retort to him saying that, okay, fine, or don't talk to me, I should be saying that, oh, mind, tell this person to keep quiet or you walk away from this because he is disturbing my peace. Anything that disturbs the peace is detrimental to life. You start speaking to your wife, and the wife starts speaking to husband, and the husband makes a sniding remark. The sniding remark is the spark, and these are very well-known sniding remarks. Remarks from the husband, मैं करता हूँ क्या क्या, तुमको क्या मालूम है. Sniding remark from the wife, मैं हूँ इसलिए हूँ, नहीं तो दूसरी होती तो भाग जाती. These are those sparks which give fire, provided the person who receives it, instead of realizing that he is not the mind and lets mind control everything, it gets flared up into the fire. But the self-controlled man says, ये भी भला, वो भी भला. Even if at times you're supposed to react with little bit of anger, of show of anger. In the office, you may tell somebody, how did you make this mistake? Please keep it in mind. Don't make it next time. But that is for the sake of the mistake. Inside, it should be calm. You should tell your mind that, okay, be a little angry for the sake of improving the working of this particular person, because I want his welfare in mind. I have a welfare of that person in mind. If this one part called live in self-control and then move among the sense objects with neither attachment or aversion. How do we keep keep stock of this situation? Again, if you are aware that you are not the mind, then when the mind tells you that iPhone 12 Pro, what a phone it is. What happened? Mind has brought through the reading or through the eyes an image that is tempting you, attracting you. Ask the mind, the way you ask your child, beta, do you really need that phone? So ask your beta, your son, your daughter, your son, your offspring, which is your mind. Ask him, what is the necessity? Why did you go there? Was it necessary to go there? Ask him, why you don't like Bhagavad Gita like that? Oh, today is 12th Adhyaya. No, today is iPhone 12. iPhone 12 is more attractive than Adhyaya 12. That means mind is telling you where to go. You're not telling mind. So I have to be away from mind. Every time I have to be alert that what mind is doing is under my control. So I will tell mind what to do. सावध और दक्ष उसे तात्काल मोक्ष. ये सावध और तात्काल वाला जो सीन है, that is where you have to be aware that I am not the mind. So self-control is possible only when you are not the mind, you are away from the mind, and then instructing the mind to tune itself to react to the situations and the surroundings. Sometimes it comes like an avalanche. Somebody comes and talks so bad words about you. Suddenly somebody says, sir, you lost the money, sir. That share has gone tanked, completely gone, wiped off. And then your mind keeps thinking, I lost the money, I lost the money, I lost the money, I shouldn't have lost the money, I could have done this, I could have done that. In that whole drama, you are absent. The mind has become the king. Your mind has taken possession of you. It can't be so, sir. How can a servant usurp the place and the position of the simhasan of the king? A soldier is becoming king and the king is behaving the way the soldier wants. It doesn't happen that way, should not happen that way. A self-controlled person is the one who tells the soldier what to do when, and is so much used to it that later on he doesn't have to even give the instructions, because it gets sahajata. If this happens, then what happens? If the sorrow is not coming to me because my mind has been told, if the happiness is not coming to me, then what will happen? The state when there is no sorrow, no happiness is prasannata. Why? Because there is no commotion. Absence of commotion is shantata. Presence of shantata is prasannata. Gurudev said the condition of the mind called tranquility or peace. It is a condition of the mind. In fact, later on, even this condition is also lost. Why? Parashanti, chiram adhigachyati. And when that happens, that is the state in which Ishvara is there. Because Ishvara has never suffered from klesha, karma, vipaka, ashaya, iti chaturtha. These are the 4 issues that we are suffering from. Klesha, karma, vipaka, ashaya, aparamrushtaha, purusha, visheshaha, ishvaraha. That is the definition of Ishvara in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. You reach there. So what happened? You become Ishwar Koti of the lineage of Ishvara. Naturally, you are in a state which poor people like us call prasad. But that for him, prasad is the nature, shanti is the nature. Jnaneshwar Maharaj called it is pai shanti. Shanti chi shanti, pai shanti is para shanti. Tukaram Maharaj gave a very simple statement. Man karare prasanna sarva siddhi che karana. All siddhis will come to you just to make man prasanna. But it is not easy to make man prasanna because it is used to toss and turn with the whims and fancies of the objects and subjects around. And then the person like us, we say, I try my level best, it is not happening. Sir, it will not happen because you have not been doing it correct since many ages. So hold on, wait. Umpteen number of births you want to undo in one birth? Are you an exceptional creature born in the creation of the Lord? धीरे 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 रे मना धीरे सब कुछ होए माली सिंचे 100 घड़ा ऋतु आए फल होए. You can't get flower moment you start pouring water at the roots of the plant. Wait till the plant grows to give the flower. So wait for your mind to change to achieve the prasadam. Because prasadam means sattva guna. Why? Ishvara is Suddha Sattva Guna. So higher the Sattva Guna, very simple logic. Ishvara is Prasad, always Shanti and Anandam. I want to have that because I want to be away from Raga Dvesha. Increase the Sattva Guna. Yes, from tomorrow onwards, we will hold on. You are in Tamo Guna. There is no jump from Tamo to Sattva Guna. There is a station. It's a hopping flight. In between, Rajoguna is there. Then start doing Rajogunatmaka activity. What Rajoguna? Do all this Sadvichara, Satsanga, Dhyanam. Then each time you churn out one Rajogunic activity of a positive intent, Sattvaguna drop will be formed. Drop by drop, the Gorasa will start coming. And then alcohol will be abandoned and milk will be Prashanam Karoti, Gorasam. Once this happens, then in that case, the next mantra tells us what happens because of why should I get this prasad or the shantim? Serenity of mind. The Lord answers, you should get serenity of mind because prasade, sar prasade sati saptami. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanir asya upajayate. Dukkhanam hani hantaha. Annihilation, not destruction. Annihilation. Hani. In fact, this hatha is called hatha is because of it. If it to kill somebody, you use the hand. So all sarva dukkha nashanam. Why sarva dukkha nashanam? Why annihilation? Because the cause is removed. It's not extinguishing fire point by point. it is taking away the fuel completely. When there is no oxygen, nothing can burn. Howsoever powerful the spark may be, the fuel to the fire is avidya. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasya upajayate prasanna chetasah. Chetasa, consciousness, which is right now reflected in mind. So prasanna chetasa is tranquil mind. When the mind is tranquil, is it any more a mind? When a mind minds, then it is a mind. When the mind stops minding itself, there is no mind. Amana avastha. But from the Kshatri Nyaya, it is said that tranquil mind. Very frankly speaking, it is an oxymoron. Manai chanchalam. So chanchalam manam, yes, agreed. In fact, there is no need to say chanchalam manam. Why? Because mana is a chanchal. Tranquil mind, why this word has come? The mind where these agitations, which are inherent nature of the mind, have subsided. Then, sir, why don't you say that man is no more existing? It is said so because he is still living in the world. So it is called Badhit Anuvrutti. So he is still in the world. The mind is still functioning in the sense of its other functions like receiving the stimuli. It has stopped getting affected and affected by the stimuli, but it is still functioning. That is why Sthita Prajna keeps on eating the food. Otherwise, he won't eat food and he won't even look and he won't even understand while walking whether the tree has come or not. If everything is consciousness, that is only in the state of samadhi. When that continuous samadhi of 3 days was given by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa to Swami Vivekananda, he actually started looking everything as Chetasa, consciousness, as a result of which many a times he was avoided coming across the running vehicle. He could not even see the gate of the building. He could not even eat food because food was looking Chetasa, consciousness. But because that was, he was continuously in Samadhi Avastha. In this world, when they are there, being in the world itself means being in mind. Samadhi means you are no more in mind. And when mind is not there, world is not there. So that is why prasanna chetaso he ashu buddhi. Ashu, soon, very soon, quickly. Bhagavan Shiva is called Ashutoshaha. He is quickly pleased. Bholenath hai. That's why he's called Bholanath. Bholenath means थोड़ा भी कुछ शिव स्तुति बोल दो, शिवाजी शिवा प्रसन्न हो जाते हैं. आशुतोष प्रसन्न चेतसः हि आशु बुद्धि पर्यवतिष्ठते. परि अवतिष्ठते, become steady. Pari means all around. Paricharika, one who keeps moving around the world. Pari avatishthati. Adhotisthati, avatishthati. That is the reason why Gurudev says a peaceful mind is the significance of happiness. Profound meaning in this statement. Peace is happiness, happiness is peace. Decided once for all. So now if you want to know whether you are having anandam or not, ask a simple questions. Am I peaceful, P-E-A-C, or I am peaceful, P-I-E-C? We are in pieces. Those who are in peace, Parashanti. And Gurudev said, The meaning that is implied in the phrase destruction of sorrow is elimination of vasana. In elimination of vasana, Gurudev has made very, very important and a profound comment which we must know. He says it is very well known that all the vasanas existing within an individual who is facing life constantly cannot be fully eradicated by him. We are talking of apara shanti and apara vairagya and para vairagya. You may have ekagra, yatamana, vashakara, whatever, but for the para vairagya cannot be fully eradicated by him, sadhaka. Then what does he require? He requires a blessing from the God to completely eradicate. You may clean the utensil, but the stains will not go. For the stains to go, you need a detergent called Ishvara. And then, because of the compassionate nature of Ishvara, he is ever ready to help such a arduous sadhaka by himself coming forward. When something comes without asking, it is called krupa. So the Ishvara comes to help the sadhaka. Because it comes without asking in the form of compassion, we call it prasad. So this prasad then, keeping the mind exposed to an atmosphere of tranquility, is prasada consciously brought about through an intelligent life of self-control, is the secret whereby all vasanas can be eliminated. He started the statement in the paragraph with cannot be fully eradicated by him. And then he says, just put the God in between and can get eliminated. To cross the boundary, we need Ishvara. He may be in the form of Guru. Rather, he is invariably in the form of Guru. But they are waiting at the boundary, not in the beginning. In the first 3/4 of the marathon, it is your own marathon. You have to run by yourself, but cannot be completed. Race cannot be completed by you yourself. At the last juncture, there will be a gentleman coming and helping you to complete the race. That person, that institution, that is Ishvara, Ishwar Tulya Guru. So this eradication of vasana, a shloka is going to come after some shlokas in this adhyaya itself, which is supposed to be the shloka liked by Vivekananda. He says, in the entire Gita, if I am asked which shloka you like, he said, Vihaya kamanya sarvan pumsancharati nispruha nirmamo nirahankaraha sashantim adhigacchati. This shloka is same tone, reverberation of the present shloka. We are going to say that in detail, but the person who has a self-control, his behavior, vrajati, because his sthita prajna is like this. Bhagavan is telling to Arjuna, or through Partha, Bhagavan is telling us that control, sanyata, niyantrana, yama niyama, this should be the panacea of our life. We are having unbridled freedom being given to the mind to go into the gutters of Vishaya Vasana, Gurudeva's words. They need to be removed from there, put back on the Rajapatham of Sattva Guna, because it is my mind who is my servant. I am the master, not otherwise. Hari Om.